Welcome to episode 59 of your CySA Plus Prepcast. In today's session, we take a close look at two critical vulnerability scanning methods used across enterprise environments: agent-based scanning and agentless scanning. These scanning strategies differ in deployment, visibility, performance, and operational flexibility. Cybersecurity analysts must understand the strengths and limitations of both approaches to apply them effectively within various organizational contexts. Whether managing remote devices, securing dynamic cloud environments, or conducting compliance-driven scans, your ability to choose the right scanning method can make the difference between shallow oversight and comprehensive protection. This episode will equip you with the practical and exam-focused knowledge needed to master both approaches and apply them confidently as part of your vulnerability management toolkit. Let us begin by defining agent-based vulnerability scanning. Agent-based scanning involves the deployment of lightweight software agents on individual devices or systems. These agents operate locally, continuously monitoring system conditions and reporting vulnerability data back to a central scanning console or vulnerability management platform. Unlike traditional network-based scanning, which relies on external probes, agents offer deep visibility into the systems on which they are installed. They have direct access to file systems, software installations, registry entries, and configuration details, allowing for more accurate and comprehensive vulnerability assessment. One of the most significant benefits of agent-based scanning is continuous visibility. Since the agents remain active on the endpoints, they can detect vulnerabilities as they appear. For example, if a new application is installed without a required patch, or if a configuration is changed in a way that introduces risk, the agent can immediately record and report the issue. This near real-time insight allows cybersecurity teams to respond to risks more quickly, reducing exposure time and preventing vulnerabilities from lingering undetected between scheduled scan windows. Agent-based scanning also provides extended visibility into assets that may not always be connected to the corporate network. Laptops, remote desktops, and mobile workstations frequently operate outside the enterprise perimeter, particularly in remote or hybrid work environments. Agents continue collecting vulnerability data locally on these endpoints. When the device reconnects to the network, the agent synchronizes its findings with the central console. This approach ensures comprehensive vulnerability tracking, even in environments where devices move between trusted and untrusted networks. In terms of network impact, agent-based scanning is often lighter than traditional methods. Because scans are performed locally by the agent on the host device, there is significantly less network traffic generated during the process. This advantage becomes especially important in bandwidth-constrained environments or during large-scale scans across distributed networks. By reducing the load on network infrastructure, agent-based scanning minimizes the risk of congestion or disruption to business operations while still delivering accurate vulnerability data. Accuracy is another critical benefit. Because agents operate from within the system, they are able to collect data that is not externally observable. This includes user privileges, system settings, registry keys, installed software versions, and scheduled tasks. With this level of access, agent-based scans can identify misconfigurations and weaknesses that would otherwise be missed or inaccurately assessed by external scanners. This enhanced accuracy contributes to fewer false positives and better prioritization of remediation actions. Agent deployment is highly versatile. Analysts can install agents on a wide range of asset types, including workstations, file servers, virtual machines, containers, and cloud-hosted environments. In dynamic cloud infrastructures, where virtual machines can be created and destroyed rapidly, agent-based scanning offers a way to maintain persistent visibility. Once installed, agents can automatically begin collecting data, tracking system changes, and reporting vulnerabilities without the need for reconfiguration or rescheduling. Agent-based scanning is especially well-suited to cloud-NAT and remote-first environments. In these settings, where assets are often transient or geographically dispersed, centralized scanning may not be practical. Agents allow for distributed vulnerability assessment that scales with the organization's infrastructure. As cloud workloads scale up or down, agents installed on those workloads automatically adjust, continuing to provide vulnerability visibility regardless of resource volume or geographic distribution. To ensure the continued effectiveness of agent-based scanning, analysts must actively manage the life cycle of agents. This includes deploying agents to new systems, updating agents' software to maintain compatibility with evolving operating systems, and validating that agents are functioning correctly. Regular updates are essential for maintaining scanning accuracy, integrating new vulnerability definitions, and ensuring continued security compliance. Analysts may use centralized management tools to oversee agent deployment status, schedule updates, and resolve connectivity issues. Securing the communication channel between agents and central consoles is another critical consideration. Since agents transmit potentially sensitive information, analysts must ensure that data is encrypted both in transit and at rest. Mutual authentication between agents and the central server helps prevent spoofing or unauthorized data submission. In addition, firewall rules and endpoint security policies may need to be configured to allow secure agent operation while minimizing attack surfaces. Finally, mature agent-based scanning programs are supported by strong documentation. Analysts create records detailing where agents are deployed, how data is collected, which systems are covered, and what procedures are followed during patching or remediation. Documentation also covers maintenance tasks, credential use, incident response workflows, and integration with asset management systems. This clarity supports audits, compliance reporting, and collaboration with system owners and IT operations teams. Well-documented agent-based scanning ensures that the program is sustainable, repeatable, and capable of adapting to future requirements. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are more security courses on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Now let us shift our focus to agentless scanning, which offers a different set of advantages and trade-offs. Agentless scanning is defined as performing vulnerability assessments remotely without installing any software directly on the endpoint systems. Instead of operating from within the system, the scanning platform connects to devices over the network, using authorized protocols and credentials to inspect configurations, software versions, and known vulnerabilities. This approach is often preferred in environments where agent deployment is not feasible, such as legacy systems, vendor-owned infrastructure, or highly regulated operational technology assets. A major benefit of agentless scanning is its ease of deployment. Because there is no need to install or manage software on each endpoint, analysts can quickly roll out agentless scanning across large and diverse environments. This makes agentless scanning especially attractive for initial vulnerability assessments, emergency patch validation, or situations where analysts need rapid visibility into new or previously unmonitored systems. It also simplifies compliance efforts, since agentless scans can quickly validate whether all systems meet required patch and configuration baselines. Scalability is another advantage of agentless scanning. Analysts can apply this method to a wide variety of systems, including network devices, third-party appliances, and systems that are incompatible with agent-based solutions. Agentless scanning can also bridge the gap when organizations rely on multiple platforms that require different agent types or versions. By using a unified scanning tool that supports multiple operating systems and protocols, analysts maintain broader coverage without being locked into specific agent infrastructures. Agentless scanning is commonly used to simulate the perspective of an external or unprivileged user. In these cases, scans are executed without credentials, giving analysts insight into what vulnerabilities would be visible to someone without system access. This technique helps identify unnecessary service exposure, misconfigured network devices, or insecure application behavior. It is especially useful for detecting vulnerabilities in public-facing systems, such as web servers, email gateways, or exposed APIs that might otherwise go unnoticed during internal assessments. When analysts need more comprehensive insight, credentialed agentless scanning becomes a powerful tool. By supplying valid credentials to the scanner, analysts can remotely inspect system-level details such as installed software, running services, patch status, and configuration settings. This approach allows for accurate and detailed scanning without the need to install or maintain agents, Credentialed scans are particularly effective for static environments or high-security zones where agent deployment is not permitted. However, analysts must ensure that credentials are securely managed to prevent unauthorized use. Agentless scanning typically relies on widely used network protocols to communicate with systems. These protocols include Secure Shell for Unix and Linux systems, Windows Management Instrumentation for Windows-based systems, and Simple Network Management Protocol for network devices. Analysts must properly configure access control lists, authentication mechanisms, and scanning tool permissions to allow communication over these protocols. Inadequate configuration can lead to incomplete scan results or missed vulnerabilities, while overly permissive settings could increase the risk of unauthorized access. Network performance is a key consideration during agentless scans. Because the scanning system sends frequent queries and receives detailed responses over the network, it can consume considerable bandwidth during large or intensive scans. In environments with limited network capacity or latency-sensitive operations, this can lead to performance degradation. Analysts must evaluate the impact of scanning activities on system performance and schedule scans accordingly. This may involve adjusting scan intensity settings, segmenting scan targets, or staggering scan windows to prevent service disruption. Scheduling and coordination are important to avoid unintended consequences. Analysts typically run agentless scans during maintenance windows, off-peak hours, or periods of low system utilization. They also communicate with system administrators and business stakeholders in advance to ensure awareness and address any concerns. Proper scheduling reduces the risk of interference with critical operations, prevents unintentional system alerts, and allows analysts to monitor scans for potential issues in real time. Credential management is a critical aspect of agentless scanning. Since the scanner requires access to system-level data, credentials must be stored securely and rotated regularly. Analysts follow best practices such as encrypting stored credentials, limiting access based on roles, and auditing credential use. They also maintain documentation of credential scope, ensuring that permissions are appropriate for the systems being scanned. Improper credential handling can lead to failed scans, inaccurate results, or potential security risks if credentials are compromised. As with agent-based scanning, thorough documentation is essential for agentless scanning programs. Analysts record the scope of scans, IP address ranges, system classifications, protocols used, and authentication methods. They also document scan schedules, exception handling procedures, and remediation workflows. This documentation supports compliance reporting, audit readiness, and internal knowledge transfer. It also ensures consistency across teams, especially in complex environments, where agentless scanning may span multiple departments, platforms, or administrative domains. To summarize Episode 59, understanding both agent-based and agentless vulnerability scanning methods gives cybersecurity analysts the flexibility to apply the right tools in the right context. Agent-based scanning offers deep, continuous visibility from within systems, making it ideal for dynamic or remote environments. Agentless scanning, on the other hand, allows for rapid, wide-scale assessments without installing software, and is particularly effective in legacy systems, third-party environments, and network infrastructure. By mastering these approaches, you enhance your ability to protect diverse assets, maintain compliance, and adapt your vulnerability management strategy to evolving operational needs. These capabilities are essential for success on the CySA Plus exam and for delivering real-world cybersecurity value. Stay tuned as we continue your detailed journey towards CySA Plus certification success. Thanks for listening. To learn more about cybersecurity, please visit baremetalcyber.com. There you will find best-selling books, videos, and even more free cybersecurity training courses. Please subscribe to the Prepcast and our various podcasts. And thanks for listening.